This video is very important if you are already hiring someone to handle your SEO or you were experimenting SEO by yourself. Yesterday, while having a strategy call with an accountant from London, I've noticed that his website is already having 70 plus location pages, and all location pages are exactly same, just there is a little difference. Exactly, the difference was the variation of the location name. Now, in such cases, these things happens in two reasons. First, you hope that adding a location page will boost your website ahead of competitors, which is wrong, or you have hired someone who is actually wasting your money and adding up the quantities of the location pages and charging you per page. So in both cases, it strictly violates the best practice of SEO. Now, if you are a big company having multiple offices, you can have multiple location pages if you have, let's say, Google My Business profile or different store location or everything. But there is no sense of creating location pages for each of the tiny areas in your city. That's not going to help you with the SEO. So it creates problem in two ways. First, adding too much pages will reduce the authority of your website. Secondly, it will dilute your website relevance. For example, if you're an accountant, you might have pages like tax accountancy, financial advisory, or virtual finance director service, or VAT return or reclaim, or let's say financial planning. Let's imagine you were having service page of 10, but instead of having 10 service pages, on top of having 10 service pages, if you do have 50 or 60 or even 20 location pages, it looks like you are a directory. You are actually promoting locations, not your service. So I always try to tell you, when Google read our website, Google scans it, and Google try to understand what you do. So most focus should stay within the services. And again, if you do create location pages without a major variation of your content, it's actually creating thin or duplicate content. Be very careful about it. I'm not telling you are not allowed to open multiple location pages. You can. You can target broader location pages. For example, if you're an accountant, you can have a location page for London or Manchester or Wales or some other areas. Now, what we do while creating the location pages, we try to connect the locality. So try to connect the case studies within that area, clients you have served, or if you do not have any case studies, try to add some industry benchmarks. When you were creating a location page for the Manchester, try to connect the business information angle from the Manchester. Do not mix it up with what you have written for the London location pages. So the message I'm trying to deliver: do not trust the dodgy SEO guys who tell you that, okay, open 100 location pages and your website will appear for that particular location, because that's Google job. You are not the person to decide that, okay, if I write that I'm the best in this area, Google will put me in. No, this is absolutely wrong. And secondly, focus on expanding your topical coverage, which means if you're following a service, let's say you are focusing a niche, it can be an accountancy niche, it can be any niche, try to cover the questions or the intent of your targeted user. Try to understand what queries they might have today or tomorrow or maybe after 1 year. Try to gather those ideas. Try to write blogs, try to offer them services around that queries. This is what Google wants. Each page you open that should answer at least one query, that should have minimum amount of required content quantity, and that should serve value. That can be value in terms of question and answer. There can be value in terms of a tool, maybe a planner or calculator. That can be a guide, a PDF, or that can be anything. But that shouldn't be just to place the location name. If you are trying DIY SEO, do not forget to check out our DIY SEO blueprint. check out my website trueseo.co.uk. Or if you're having someone working with your website, or if you were trying to find someone to work with your website's SEO, you can have me as an advisor to have a quick look at your website. Book a free strategy call from my website trueseo.co.uk. Thank you. Have a very lovely day.